Yeah. Hi,
Oh, good.
everybody. Happy Thursday, 2 weeks before Christmas. Uh, looks like we're going to be a very small group today, which is,
Really? Oh,
well, like I said, it's 2 weeks before Christmas and everybody's feeling it. And I have had a week, so yeah, and the past couple of days have been rough. So I get it. I get
oh,
it. So thank you to those who have joined us. We'll probably have a couple of more people dribble in, so I'm going to wait another 3 or 4 minutes to start up. Good to see you, Marilyn. Vivian, I see your lovely snapshot. Hello, Keith. Hello, Casey and Mary. Nice to meet you. Mom has been talking you up for a couple of days. Welcome to the group. I hope nobody had trouble getting their supplies. I've been
the sound is
collecting.
breaking up.
What, Mom?
I said the sound is breaking up. Your words are breaking up. It may just be my phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Hello,
think
Mary.
you're muted, Mary. You're muted. You're
Can't hear
muted,
you.
Mary. Hi, Keith.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yep.
I know you've met my mother, Roberta. You've met Joyce.
Oh, yes, we spent Thanksgiving evening with her.
Yeah. She's I just was talking with her on the phone, but she's so thrilled, about the art connection. Yeah, because
It's,
I've been teaching art now, I think since 1989, long time.
wow.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is a long time. I think we have our youngest group member tonight.
Oh,
Couple,
4 years old? No.
couple months old, it looks like.
Oh,
Baby.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a new
Oh, four
grandmother,
months
so
old. Wow.
wow.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Start them young. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, yes. My young granddaughter is 1 and she loves to paint, finger paint on her chest and anyway,
All
no,
right.
she likes the texture of paint, so that's good.
You and I'll
Looking.
have to talk privately, Mary.
Okay,
We'll
sorry.
have to get acquainted. No, that's okay.
All right. So I am going to give it one more minute and then I'm going to show pictures of the projects that my students have done and that other art teachers have done during my workshops at the Long Island Symposium. And no problem, Keith. I know daddyhood is juggling, so we're good. We're good. Um,
Hmm.
okay, so I'm going to switch my camera. Let's see if I can do this without messing anything up. You know what, let me spotlight myself first. Spotlight and switch my camera. Okay. Is that bright enough for everybody? Can you all
Mhm.
see my, okay. So, tonight we are going to be, actually, I'm going to tilt this a little bit so you can see my entire pile of wooden blocks. Um, I've been collecting these for a couple of years. This is a bag of little wooden doodads that I brought home from school, and a bag of little
Hmm.
people, wooden figures that I also um, sometimes include in my builds, and little decorative elements, flowers and butterflies and all that stuff, which may come in handy at some point. And then we're going to slide over to the hot glue gun And we're going to show you the gesso. And I think I took out, yep, my sponge brush. I can't remember if I put this on the list, but if you're going to apply gesso, this is the easiest thing to use. And then this is the castle that I built at the last workshop that I taught. This is my version. And you can see that some of them have color underneath it. This is why I said unstained is preferable, because you would have to do, you'd have to sand down the wood first if it's painted. Like here's natural wood and then the stained wood. And what happens is when the wood is stained, it resists being painted. So we would have to use sandpaper to get the top glossy coating off of this so that it would hold the gesso instead of peeling off. And so that's why natural wood is preferential. And before, and also, oh, I have a little container full of all lovely little, and I know Marilyn is going to go crazy about this, all little gemstone, different color, different shapes and sparkly things. And Marilyn and Mom love sparkly things to use
Mhm.
to decorate all of your stuff. So, let me share my screen if I could figure out how to do that. Here it is. And I'm going to find my folder. You just bear with me for a second. My desktop. Here we go. And you see my crowded desktop. Okay, so here I'm gonna just go through. I don't know if it will let me. Yeah, so these are the first ones that I ever built. I had just had, I don't know, a flash of brilliance as we all do in our careers, and we have a moment of, oh my God, I can do this. So I saw something having to do with Mary Blair, and then I remembered how I had this collection of blocks at school that I wanted to do something with eventually, and I thought, what a great thing to be able to build these castles in the Mary Blair style. If you're familiar with Mary Blair, you know her design, um, her design elements and everything that she uses in her work. So these were the first two that I did as my sample. And then this is the entire display that I had my students, all of my students across all of my classes created this. And so each castle is done by a separate student. And what I did is I put Velcro on the back of the castle and mounted it on multiple foam boards to create this entire wall that looks like just like one of Mary Blair's paintings. And it was amazing and had complete engagement on this project. It was so much fun. And these are a couple that I took pictures of the art teachers who did this project with me, and we only had, I think it was 2 or 3 hours to work on this. And it's hard enough when we have to pressure our students with time limits in the classroom, but if we pressure our teachers, it's very hard to put, something amazing together in a short amount of time. But these were the builds, and it's a multi-step process. So to get it actually built and glued together, um, was good enough at that point, because from there on you would just gesso the the build, and then they could go home and do the decorative elements. And then I used Posca markers to color in the designs on them. Can you guys see this? Is this big enough for you? How's that? Is that
Mhm.
good? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that no matter, the fact that everybody has the same materials to work with, everybody came up with a completely different idea and completely different design. And some focused on balance and symmetry, and others just went crazy and had fun and it didn't matter. And this one, you see, she picked the colored blocks, and I don't think she even sanded them down. So she incorporated it all into her design. And this was another one that did get put together and gessoed. And these are more samples that I did with my students for their class project. I even ended up having some little cars and trains and trucks and all that, and I incorporated those into my sample designs as well. So those are what I have done, and I am looking forward to doing this again because who doesn't like playing with blocks? This is a really great project, not only in terms of the design sense and working through it, like a culminating project for the elements and principles of art, because you've got shapes, you've got color, you've got form, you've got when you do the actual patterning on the blocks, you've got your repetition again and patterns and contrast and all of those great things. And there are students who also um, have challenges with motor skills. And this is a very good project to help them work with their hands. And in school, I started using, because we had more time, I used the Elmer's wood glue. But because we were short on time at the workshop, I used the hot glue. The only problem with the hot glue, please be aware, is that it does create uneven surfaces if you don't squash it down and make sure everything's flat and level. If you use too much, it will affect the way things level out and sit on each other. Otherwise, the hot glue is great for a speedy assembly, and then you can get to the gessoing right after that. So, does anybody have any questions before we start to build? And if you do this with your students, I told them that they could consider symmetry, when they lay things out, that there should be balance. So to play with the forms, and whatever you do on one side, you should do on the other. So make sure you have all the pieces that you want. I'm going to move my camera again so you can see. There we go. And it takes patience to figure out the design scent, the shape that you like. Meryl, you had a question?
Yeah,
Meryl?
is there a reason why you wouldn't just sew the shapes before you glue them together?
Because the glue might not, the paint might come off the block with the
Oh,
hot glue.
got it. Okay.
Yeah. And I know it's difficult because when I did this piece, you can tell that in some spots it was hard to get into and navigate to get the gesso in there. It would also be a little difficult unless you're using a paintbrush to get into certain spots as well. But that's, creative problem solving. And if you're okay with using a brush for the base coat of your colors, then you can use the Posca pens for doing the patterning and the designs on top of them. And I did a whole presentation in class on Mary Blair and her complete design aesthetic and the patterns that she used repetitively in her work. Sorry, I'm so tired. I'm tripping over my tongue. Um, and before we went to the blocks, I had the students do cut paper collages of castles using scrapbook paper and printed papers and screen printed papers. And so they had to select a color scheme and they had to be symmetrical for the practice of the cut paper collage. But for this, they could go crazy and have fun, and I had all kinds of crazy things that they could use for their designs, and it was just a lot of fun. It really was. And once they started to play with the blocks, it's for me, it's almost like Legos, and you guys know how I feel about Legos. Um, you have Legos in a classroom, and I am the happiest person in the world. So we could all just now, I guess, play around. Okay, Carrie's asking, let me see, the question just flashed across my screen. Hang on. Um, Always happy to see a man multitask. That's from Maryland. Not too many fellas are capable of it. That's funny. Um, you saw that Lego site up, big fan too. Yep. Okay, so I did this with high school, and it could totally be done, I think, with any grade level, and they would have a blast. And Carrie says, I wonder if spray primer would work. Um, Possibly, I would just be concerned with spraying anything in a classroom and ventilation and masks and all that safety stuff, which we always have to consider. Otherwise, you know, try anything and see what happens. There's a million ways to do the same thing.
Hey,
Um,
sorry to interrupt. I have
that's
a
okay.
question for you. I'm about to send files on the chat for what I've done as a wood lesson.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully everyone can see that. So I noticed that you have the cubes. So I ordered a lot of cubes off Amazon and I made pixel art. And what I just uploaded in the chat, what the students had to do is on graph paper, pixelate all their images first, and then
Uh-huh.
get the cubes and how they attach the cubes with wood glue. Because wood glue, you don't need a hot glue, it's just a very small droplet on it, and it
And
holds
what
very well.
That's really cute. What grade did you do that with?
High school.
Really?
Yeah, so one of the pictures I started really small, and
Uh-huh.
then they made really big pixel cubes where some of them had 300, 200 of those inch by inch wooden cubes.
Those are really cute. You know what's happening right now, Keith?
I'm giving you ideas, I know.
Well, no, you're making me want to hit you up to run a session for us with the
Uh,
projects.
this is a very easy. You could buy those cubes off of Amazon. They sell like maybe 300, 400, 500 of them,
Uh-huh.
inch by inch wooden blocks. And it's like I said, you could have them draw on a graph paper, small first, and then they could go bigger afterwards. And wood glue, you only need a droplet on each cube.
Really, really cute. I still may contact you about doing the session for us because pixel art now is like the hottest thing. And I don't get it. My son was into Minecraft and everything was boxes and cubes, and I I don't it bothers my sense of, I don't know if reality is the right word. Um
I
but
think
the
I think
kids are totally into pixel art. So that could be a really cool project if you'd be interested in discussing it at another time.
So what I just sent right now was first they did a sketch using the graph paper. One
Uh-huh.
side is the actual painted, and the other side is a stained wooden finish that they wanted.
Very neat.
I was gonna say, I think a lot of students like pixel art. I've had students who do like the perler beads, and they
Uh-huh.
even just like planning it on the graph paper. I think it's low pressure and it's calming for them. And
Right.
then going ahead and building it, I think it reduces anxiety for them, and it just they focus in without that pressure of doing a freehand drawing.
Yes, that's scary. That seems to scare all the kids these
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
And it makes me sad because, it's a skill that is being lost. Um, and I'd really like to see it brought back, but I don't mind, doing this kind of thing um as a special project. I think that the kids would really love it. And
It's basically mosaics.
yes, exactly.
So you could tie in a lot of mosaic art history with it, I think.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Tile
Also,
ceramics.
what you could tie this in is math, and administrations love it when you add another core subject in it. You got math, do mathematical equations, and yeah.
Okay. Um, can we discuss this at another time and so I could get
Yep.
back to this project?
As you saw,
Okay.
I have a 4 months old son. I also have a almost 4 years old daughter who's at my parents right now. My wife just walked in, so I'm able to spend more time on this than multitasking.
Okay.
Maybe in the future, if you send me an email, I'll
I will do.
put some
Absolutely.
time in my schedule.
I love the idea of it. Thank you again for sharing. Okay. So I think what everybody can do at this point, if you have your blocks, you could start trying to compose your castle. The more different shapes that you incorporate, the more visually stimulating it can be. It's a little weird working flat on the table like this for you guys, but I will keep playing around on with mine. I don't know how many of you are actually doing a work along or if you are watching. Um, hey, Joanne. I'm just seeing faces that I let in. Carrie, hey, hey. Um, so if we're playing with blocks, let's start putting together some castles. And for tonight, it doesn't have to be that big. It could just be a small little build just to get your feet wet and see what you think about this. Um,
Steph, I didn't get blocks because I don't know, I didn't have enough time to shop and figure out a good price and stuff like that. And
okay.
I know that toys will go on sale after Christmas too, but do you have,
You were shopping in the middle of our last class for the blocks.
yeah, but I only found the colored ones and you said I needed the other ones and the colored ones were cheap, but I did not want to sand them.
Right, that's what I said,
Yeah.
correct.
So,
It's easier when you don't have to sand it because it's messy and it gets all over the place.
so I'm gonna keep my eyes out at garage sales and thrift stores.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I bought a set on Amazon this week.
What's that, Roberta?
I bought a set from Amazon this week because I wanted it in a hurry.
Yeah, well, they were a lot. I found some for $40, $50, and
Mine was 29, I think.
okay.
It's not great, but I decided to just do it.
I was gonna say I've done some projects with smaller classes where we should use blocks, and I've had luck either getting old sets donated, from kids who have, gotten too old to
Mm-hmm.
play with blocks, either on Facebook, Buy Nothing groups, other neighborhood
Mm.
community forums. And also if there's a tech ed teacher or any kids whose, dads do woodworking,
Mm-hmm.
they're often more than happy to cut up just scrap wood that they have or you bring them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kids have to learn how to sand it, which, is a good skill for them.
Mm-hmm.
I collect them also from everywhere. Anybody getting rid of childhood toys, yard
Yeah.
sales, Facebook Marketplace,
Yep.
anywhere that's giving them away, wherever you can.
I have quite the
So,
collection myself. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Garage sales, Goodwill, anywhere I could have picked them up, and very inexpensive or free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Free is good.
Yeah. Free is the best, right?
Is always
You
good.
just have to say you're an art teacher, and a lot of times people give you stuff.
They're happy to support.
No, they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I have a giant bin and I only grabbed a few things out of the bin before I started. Hmm.
I want to tell you something I found out recently. When I
Yeah.
was little, in the 1950s, one of my favorite little golden books was one called I Can Fly, and I remember it so well. And I recently found out that it was illustrated by Mary Blair.
Oh my
Oh,
Yep.
God.
isn't that something?
Yeah.
That's a small world.
Exactly.
It is. Oh my God.
I did not do that on purpose. I realized what I said as it was coming out of my mouth. That's hilarious.
When I went to the New York World's Fair, you were probably there, Roberta, and what was that, 1967, 64, 65, something. And they did have the It's a Small World there, and that was my favorite. I went through there a whole bunch of times. I just loved the
Oh,
artwork. And at the time, of course, nobody ever gave women artists any credit, and I did not know that it was created by a woman artist until like recently, like the last 5 years or something. And when I was in art school, the Jansen book, what is it, Art Through the Ages or something? The
mm-hmm,
Jansen book had 825 artists in the book, and zero of them were women.
mm-hmm.
And that was the book they used in college art history course
Yeah, I had
for
that
five
book by
years.
Jansen. Yep.
Yeah. It's good for a
Yep.
doorstop.
Yeah. I
I
don't
think
think
we
I
all
still.
had to have that book.
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
I
I had
didn't know about Georgia O'Keeffe, or, when I was in college in 1971, I had no idea there were any women artists at all. And my art history class certainly didn't enlighten me.
Mm,
Isn't that terrible?
It
That is
is.
mm-hmm.
so frustrating.
Yeah. So,
It never even occurred to me that women would be left out.
Yeah,
really?
I don't think I
Yeah,
really noticed it till people pointed it out that it's
exactly.
almost all male artists, but
And
I think
also like white male artists.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
actually did talk about that when I was in college. It was a topic that was brought up.
Well, it's up to us to change the world, girls.
Yep,
Yes.
it
Mm-hmm.
is.
And
Now it's very
it's
much on the
time. It's
radar.
time. It's time. It's time. We have to.
Well, do you know, can I tell you this while you're working on that? The National Museum of Women in the Arts was founded by Wilhelmina Holiday. She and her husband were wealthy, and they collected artwork, and they'd go to Europe all the time and get artwork. And one year they went to Europe. They had a gallery guy there that would collect stuff for them because he knew what they liked. And they went to see this still life painting from, I don't know, 1600s, maybe Dutch. And he says to her, and this is by a female artist. And Wilhelmina was like, what? There's female artists? and
Wow.
And that girl got on fire. And the next thing she knew, she went home, she was researching all the female artists, and she raised enough money to buy the old, I think it was Masonic Temple down in downtown DC, which is a fabulous, gorgeous building. I think it has marble steps and stuff. And they now have 4,500 individual pieces of artwork by female artists, including some really, important ones like Frida. And
Halo. Yeah.
yeah. So if you ever get to DC, it's not owned by the Smithsonian. It's not a government um, run museum, so it does have a little bit of a fee
Right.
to it.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
well
But
worth
at
it.
least it's not closed. So
There you go. Not only is it not closed during the government shutdown, they opened it up for free for anybody who was on furlough from the government.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's a good, you can get on their email list. You don't have to pay money to be a member to be on their email list. They do have free events every once in a while where they have one of the girls comes in and teaches you how to make a specific mixed drink that is thematically related to the artist, and then they tell you a bunch about that artist too. So it's cool.
Wow.
Side
I
note,
recently, by the
did
way,
everyone
saw a
receive the
film.
allocation for
I
the,
s-
I'm sorry.
I recently watched, I'm sorry, listened to the audiobook about Lee Krasner. It was basically her biography. And her entire life, she was fighting against, the white male dominated art field and fighting for women artists recognition. And it was a very, very interesting, um, very interesting story. And how her whole life was centered around taking care of and acting as a buffer for Pollock,
Yeah.
who was a disaster. It
Mm-hmm.
was very interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
No, I always tell my students about, when the Impressionists had their shows and stuff, um, the women, Mary Cassatt, Bertha Marceau, they often sold out. In fact, Bertha Marceau had a one woman show that she sold out of everything. And because, in my estimation, their work was clearly the best. And what happened was the male artists, Renoir, Monet, some other ones, they didn't sell. They're not as good as the women. And so their friend Caillebotte, who had plenty of money and who was an impressionist too, would go in and buy all their paintings at the end of the show that didn't sell so they wouldn't starve to death. So at
Who's
the
Kybot? I never heard that name.
oh, you'd recognize his artwork. He's an impressionist. He did the one with the people walking down Paris with the umbrellas on the wet. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Caillebotte.
I love his work.
Yeah. Good. Isn't it Gustav? And I can't remember his first name. Anyway, this is what's so totally hilarious. So Caillebotte dies, and Renoir was his executor, and Caillebotte said that he wanted to give all these, he had hundreds and hundreds of Impressionist paintings. Now, he didn't have the women's work because he didn't have to buy theirs because theirs sold. But he had the men's work, and he said he wanted it to go to the French government, to the museum. He said he would only give it to them if they promised to put them on display and not put them in the closet. So Renoir goes and talks to them, and they're like, "No, we don't want that stuff because what's his name? Oh God, that other artist said that it was all Jerome. Jerome said to the French government, "Are you crazy? This is horrible art. You don't want to even be associated with this." So they didn't take it, and Renoir tried a whole bunch of times, and then he died, and who owned the paintings was Caillebotte's. I'm not sure. I don't think it was his wife. I think it was his sister. So he's like, well, all right, screw the French government. I'm going to sell these to the Americans. And that is why we have an Impressionist collection in this country, because she sold half of them off. We have a lot of Renoirs. The Sterling and Francine Clark Art Museum in Williamstown, Massachusetts has an extraordinary collection of Renoir. And so she finished selling half of them. And by then, 10 years went by, or 15 or whatever, and Jerome was dead, I guess. And the French government comes back to her and they said, about that offer, we're thinking maybe we'll take you up on it. And she's like, the hell you will. And she sold the rest of them to the Americans. But the point is, the reason we don't know about the female artists is that the men's paintings got to museums quicker. And the women's paintings, because they were, in my estimation, more well loved and purchased sooner, went into private family collections and people kept them there. And it's, 100 years later now, only recently that some of these are starting to come to light. So there you have it. That's why the world thinks there's only male impressionist artists.
That is
For
a
sharing.
fascinating story.
Thank you.
Although I think most people do know about Mary Cassatt.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know even, when I took art history, and I'm older than I look, she was, right there with when we think about Renoir and all the other impressionists.
Yeah.
I think Berthe de Marceau is the best. I didn't used to think so because I hadn't seen a group of her paintings live, but there was a fabulous exhibition in Philadelphia. It must have been 2019 because it was right before COVID. And it was the most breathtaking art exhibition I have ever seen in my life. I literally could hardly breathe. It was amazing. And her work, for some reason, just does not translate through photographs into pages on a book. They were luminous, they were, magical. And so you could see, and you go through the exhibition, and more than half of them were loaned from private collections. They weren't even in museums.
Yeah. Very interesting perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. Maryland is full of art history. Completely.
Yeah, I like the gossipy stuff. Do you know how come Monet finally made it? You know, we hear about him. He was poor, poor, poor. And then all of a sudden he buys this place in Giverny and he's like rich and famous.
Yeah, because he remarried, right?
Because he won the lottery.
Oh.
No lottery.
What?
The French lottery. Nobody knows that. Nobody even says, they're trying to make it look. And guess what? You know who he married? Oh my God.
Who?
The guy who saved Monet's butt, the guy who bought Impression Sunrise from the first Impressionist exhibition, who bought Monet's paintings when Monet was starving to death. This guy saved Monet's life, saved Monet's, career. I forget his name, Hochede. Yeah, Monet. So when Monet's wife Camille was sick, Mr. Hochede was out of town, and so they were friends. So Monet and his sick wife Camille move in with Hochede's wife Elise, and Elise helped Monet take care of Camille. And the next thing you know, Camille's dead, and Monet has taken up with Mr. Hochede's wife and married her.
Oh my God. Sorry, I know you're recording this. Oh my God.
Yes, we are.
Sorry.
I forgot about that. I should be careful of my language.
But no, I'm the one that's.
It's okay.
And the reason I know that is I'm actually related to. Tell me to shut up when you want. If you're working, I tell you one more quick story that's fun.
No, I'm working and listening. You're giving us all an education. It's great.
This is great.
I was researching an Impressionist art history and art herstory Impressionist show that I was going to do. And so I'm looking up all these pictures of Monet. And I found this old photo of him in Giverny in the gardens. And the pictures are Monet and I forget everybody had French last names. The guy who was the gallery guy, I forgot his Durand Ruel, and all of those French people, and Hochede, which is not French, it's Dutch, and then there's a little girl and her name is Lily Butler. And I'm like, what? Now my last name's Butler. And I'm like, what is this little girl named Lily Butler doing standing in the front of all of these with these French people? So I found out that Theodore Earl Butler, who I am related to, was an American Impressionist and had gone to Giverny and was one of the few people who sort of got friendly with Monet and got friendly with Monet's stepdaughter, Suzanne Hochede. And when Monet went out of town, there's letters between him and Elise, and Monet is saying, I don't want her going out with him. I don't want her marrying some artist. She said, that's not a good life.
Unless he strikes it rich, then it's
Unless you
good
win
for
the
him.
Or
lottery,
you
right?
win the lottery.
So, but finally, I guess they, they reconciled. And so the interesting thing is that Monet, so finally Suzanne, oh, by the way, you all know the paintings of Camille,
Pissarro?
with their son. No, Camille Monet,
Okay.
Claude Monet's wife, with their son. She's got that umbrella, and she's kind of on the top of a cliff. And the one that she's the umbrella holding woman is facing to the left. That's Camille. But there's another one with a woman on the top of a cliff holding an umbrella facing to the right. She has no child in the background, and that is Suzanne Hochedet, who is Monet's favorite model. So
Wow.
she marries Theodore Earl Butler, and that's why they have a daughter named Lily Butler. That's who Lily was. And Suzanne only lived 7 years, which was sad. But anyway, what happened was when Suzanne and Theodore Earl Butler decided to get married, Claude and Elise had been living together for, I don't know, a bunch of years, maybe 10, maybe longer. And they're like, whoa, well, if our daughter's getting married, we can't, like, not be married. So they got married 3 days before so that they would be married.
At the
So
wedding,
they
yeah.
didn't feel guilty?
Yes.
Wow.
And Theodore Robinson, who was another amazing American impressionist, but I think he was only like 35 or 37 when he died, so we don't have a lot of his paintings, but he painted a beautiful painting called The Wedding March. And it shows Claude Monet with Suzanne in the front walking down the path. And then behind them is Theodore Earl Butler with Alice Hochedet Monet. And yeah, so I saw that painting for the first time in my life. So that was getting to see a picture of my relatives.
Wow.
Mm.
That was cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Some story.
Yeah. I love all the interesting stuff that, you know, I mean, the stuff about born in such year, lived here, and painted X number of paintings is not interesting to me.
No.
Stealing your benefactor's wife is interesting to me.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mm. This is looking so cool.
I'm just playing and trying to figure out what pieces I want to use and balance it out.
I'm going to be looking for blocks at all the thrift stores now.
Mhm.
I
It
need to
really
go.
does seem very zen and therapeutic. I'm really understanding how, students that are maybe lower in motor skills, as you mentioned, would
Uh-huh.
do well
It
with this.
it's just like Legos. For me, it's therapy because you get into this kind of repetitive clicking motion and you're just playing
Yep.
with what
Yep.
fits and what feels right and yeah, uh I love it. The kids really loved it. I need to go dig back into my big bin because I'm missing pieces for symmetry here.
Oh, I tell you one more quick thing. I have I have a video on that I did for you guys. Some of you here might not have seen it on the Red Rose Girls, which were the women artists who studied with Howard Pyle. And that's on whatever the website is where all these videos go to live.
With who?
Wait, what?
Nitada.
Who did?
Say that again? You made a
What was
video?
the name?
I made it for you, Steph. You asked me to do a talk for your people. And that's what I did. The Red Rose Girls.
That's right. That was one of our original during COVID.
That's right. Yeah,
That's the first one of the first classes that you did for us. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, I did a couple other ones, but yeah. And so those girls, Howard Pyle, was
Word. Okay.
very egalitarian as far as, I mean, he didn't kick the women out like um, they called it Beaux-Arts. They wouldn't even let women in. the Academy. Julianne let women in. They just charged them twice as much. But Howard Pyle, who is considered the greatest American illustrator, if you don't know who he is, he would make a great topic for school. I don't teach public school. I have my own art school, and I do what the heck I want. But I like
Mm-hmm.
that. But Howard Pyle is the author of all the King Arthur books and Robin Hood. He wrote them as well as illustrated them. He was considered one of America's foremost illustrators and extraordinary. He taught N.C. Wyeth.
Mm-hmm.
And
I get that. Yep. I'm sorry. I'm looking. I've never heard of him, but I'm looking his art up. But like looking at this picture, definitely can see how he taught Wyeth.
Mm-hmm.
yes, yeah,
Some of his stuff, yeah, it's very illustrative. Subject matter. I'm not a huge
yeah.
fan of like
He,
war. Like
yeah, he invented pirates, basically.
okay,
So
yep,
before he did books about pirates, pirates were just dressed in normal clothing. He is the one who invented the whole pirate,
aesthetic.
mystique with
Yep.
the buckles on the shoes and the swashbuckling cape and you know, he that was total fantasy that he invented. And the thing that's so
Mm,
funny is that Hollywood uses his books as
yeah.
reference that for historical reference on what pirates look like, but he
Okay.
did not use historical reference. He made it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
There it is.
one.
There's one of
Yeah,
his.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll tell you who has his stuff is the Delaware Art Museum. So if you ever get a chance to go there, they have the biggest collection of Howard Pyle. They also have the biggest collection in the United States of the pre-Raphaelite painters. And they have a couple by, oh gosh, there was a woman pre-Raphaelite painter who again I think was the best pre-Raphaelite painter. I think Gabriel Rossetti and those other guys, I don't know. I just think they had something wrong with the jaws. I don't like their jaws and the necks that they did. But Maria Spartelli Spillman was one of the pre-Raphaelite artists, a woman, and in my estimation, her work is far better than any of the guys. And they have a couple of her paintings at the Delaware Art Museum. It's a lovely museum.
I'm ready to glue. And I would
Oh,
tilt this for you guys to see after I'm glued.
oops.
Otherwise, it's all going to fall apart like it just did. Okay. So let's see. This was like this. And this monster glue gun. You have to make sure everything is flush when you're gluing things down.
Now, do you have any stories about Paul Gauguin?
Oh, I don't think those are appropriate.
They're not appropriate for this video.
Yes.
Okay,
At least what I've heard, but I mean,
right?
Well, these videos are for adults. They're not made for children, and that's very clear. I just don't know, how
Are they,
sensitive.
do you have them like your high school kids or not? No.
Sorry?
The high school kids, you don't show high school kids, do you?
I teach high school kids, yeah.
No, I mean, you don't have this club for them.
Oh no, this is
No.
for art teachers, for us only, because
Okay.
we need a space to be ourselves
Yep.
and talk about the things that we love and share ideas and what works and what doesn't, and yeah.
I think Georgia O'Keeffe, wasn't she an art teacher for a brief time and she didn't like it?
I think so.
Yeah,
She, in
yeah.
in Texas, yeah.
She taught, and she taught in Virginia too. I believe they lived in Virginia. Her mother had TB, and they moved to Virginia for a while. She
Hmm.
was at the University of Charlottesville, I believe.
And I think she was very unconventional, and wasn't liked by the administration kind of thing. Imagine that.
Not
Well,
surprising.
Not surprising,
she
right?
did not conform. She did everything to
Mm-hmm.
not conform because she couldn't be bothered with what was the
Established
expectation of
norms, right?
women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're supposed to fit into this box, and she didn't give a damn,
Right.
you know. And she made men uncomfortable because she
Yep.
wasn't this perky, smiley, happy, domestic, you know.
Creature, right? Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's like that's not what I'm here to do. So,
Yeah, I sometimes think of that when I don't like my job.
well,
There's parts of teaching art. I mean, I like most of it, but some of it is just, you know, administrative and
I don't think it's limited to just art. Teaching anything right now,
it is anything, but
if
yeah.
you're passionate about what you're teaching, it can really be soul sucking, the whole
Mm-hmm.
educational system right now.
Right.
I think in any state that you're in, because it's not about the subject anymore. It's about hitting the numbers and moving them on,
Mm-hmm.
and dollars and cents, and
Right.
that's not what it's supposed to be about, and it's absolutely infuriating.
Mm-hmm. Now, since you're in New York City, do the kids do a lot of open enrollment and just kind of do go to whatever school they want to, or is it pretty much regional, like neighborhoods and
It's open enrollment, which I really don't understand because I teach in South Jamaica, Queens,
mm-hmm.
and I have kids who and I don't understand how a parent would make a child commute from the Bronx
Mm-hmm.
to South Queens. What's wrong with your neighborhood school? Like,
Mm-hmm.
why would a parent put a 13-year-old child who's a freshman in high school on subways and buses from the Bronx at 5, 6 in the morning so they can ride an hour and a half or 2 hours to get to school, and they're always late and they're always half asleep and they're not functioning? I don't understand that kind of parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not for the child's greater good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wait, is
This
this
is
public school?
Yes, public New York City public school system.
That's the closest one? Like, I mean, I know what
No,
you're
that's what I'm
saying,
saying. It's
No, that's
not
why
the
but
I'm
closest
curious.
one.
I'm
but
They're
curious about it because where you are in New York City, it's so big
they're
and
choosing my school. They're first of all, there's very few um regular high schools anymore because everything is now like specialty themed or whatever,
mm-hmm. Right.
which I completely disagree with in the first place because in high school you have no idea who you are and what you want to be when you grow up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the time where you're going to try out a million different things and figure out your personality and figure out your interests, and
Mm-hmm.
to make it's more about the parents are making them do this,
Mhm.
and the city is enabling the parents to kind of force the kids to do things that may not necessarily be who they want to be or in their best interests.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hurting the kids in terms of natural development because they don't want to be there. They're rebelling against the school system in general or shutting down emotionally because they don't want to be doing what they're doing or going where they're going or schlepping for 2 hours in each
That's
direction. You
oh,
know, it's so unfair.
Mm-hmm.
that's
Um,
yeah, that's a lot. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah,
just
I was just
commuting
curious
is a
about it
lot.
because I understood that you're in New York City, and to me, I just wanted to know like how your school draws the kids from the area. But
It's an application process.
yeah.
So they have to apply in middle school no less. They have to decide where they want to go to high
Mm.
school,
What?
and
It's just crazy.
it
It's
is.
crazy.
It
Yeah.
is. You're forcing these kids to make decisions about things that are going to set them up for the next steps of their life, and they have no idea who they
Mm-mm.
are, what they want, what they're going to like. They don't even know what they're able to do,
Right.
what their skills are, what their passions are. You have to let them develop all of this naturally, organically, by experience, and then
Mm-hmm.
make decisions. It's
That's very interesting.
Bronx.
Yeah.
I bet in the Bronx they heard what a good art teacher you were.
There you go.
you're so funny.
Yeah, your reputation got out there.
That's right.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet.
She's the one with the Mary Blair castles.
Yeah,
Oh, with
yeah,
the
Yeah,
yeah.
castles,
that's right.
Yeah.
it's the Lego lady with the
Yeah.
castles. Yeah, that's me. Oh
So
my,
Uh,
that's so
So
funny.
now, again, I'm not familiar. Like, I've heard of specialty schools, but my understanding is that are like the ones that are like extremely specialized for like child actors, like performing arts schools. So what other specialty schools do they have?
Well, my school is the High School for Law Enforcement and Public Safety.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And we are partnered with NYPD because we technically are like a feeder school. Kids who come to us theoretically want to be in law enforcement, they want to be in public safety, like police or military or fire and safety or law. Um, so we would feed into the police academy, and we have an explorers program, which is like a high school level of the police academy with early training.
Oh my God.
And a lot of our kids do go into, I have a lot of my students are cops now. And they'd also all go, a lot of them go into the military and all different branches
Mm.
and medical field
Mm-hmm.
and law. Um, but that's my school. There are others that are in the sciences, and there are others that are in like communication, and of course in the arts, and
Mm-hmm.
there are others that are in the humanities specialties. And it depends on what the parents want or what the parents think the kids want or should want.
Yeah, for their
Um,
kid, right?
but it's
Wow.
not like an organic movement where
Mm-mm.
you go from the neighborhood elementary to the
Yeah.
neighborhood middle school to the neighborhood high school. Everything is
Wow.
different, and they're like trying to force people to make decisions about their future before they even know who they are. And
Dude,
I'm not, I'm not a fan.
I'm
No.
sorry, but no offense, but there's plenty of high school kids. They can't even make decisions about what to wear.
Yes,
Like to even put on real clothes, like,
right.
and not just wear their pajamas to school. Like, I could see doing specialty schools for like junior or senior year, but wow, that's no, that's a lot. No, those are it's good points. I mean, they are still trying things on, and I mean, high
Hmm.
school trying on different identities and searching, that's so huge. And if you're stuck in an identity that either you maybe picked when you were in like eighth grade or your parents picked for you and you're stuck there, like,
Well, the problem also is that they're not necessarily choosing their identity. It's being chosen for
yeah,
them by who they end up falling in with,
yeah,
and that
Mm-hmm.
may not be in their best interest either.
yeah.
And then their entire journey is, you know, detoured or derailed
And
because of
their young adult life is gonna kind of take a hit. I mean,
yes, because
yeah.
of who they decided to hang out with, because it was better to hang out with these people than to be bullied by these people.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And so decisions are not being made based on good choices. Decisions are being made for for safety or for comfort,
Mm-hmm.
and not about who they want to be when they grow up.
I
Mm.
wouldn't be surprised if some of them actually come from households who already are in the
Oh
military or in
yeah.
the police.
Yeah.
So it's like just a generational,
Mm-hmm.
just,
Well,
just, yeah.
also a household where a lot of my students, we're Title I school. A lot of our kids are not only immigrants, but there are a
Oh.
lot of kids whose families are homeless
Mm-hmm.
or in foster settings, um, or are living with their grandparents because the parents are incarcerated, or
Mm-hmm.
it's all of these things. And
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's
Kids
just
these
like a trade school. It sets them off on a steady pace where they know they're going to be guaranteed a job.
There's nothing wrong with trade schools.
Yeah.
And
No,
then
never
New York
was.
City is pushing college and career ready. And like, guess what? College doesn't guarantee you a
Nope.
paycheck anymore. College doesn't guarantee you a good life. College doesn't guarantee you happiness. It may be a box that your parents are checking off in their
Mm.
head that, you want your kids to go to college, but what if your kid doesn't want college? What if they want to
Yeah.
go and be a master craftsman or a plumber, and plumbers make more money than we do and they live a very good life, and all of these things are not being considered. And thank you. This was my my Lego tattoo. It was
Aw.
a gift to myself this summer.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say it's very interesting because I know when I was in grad school, and this is like 10, 15 years ago, one of the professors I worked with talked about the forgotten half, which was essentially, the half of the students in high school who did not go to college, that were not on the college track, and how they were often forgotten. And I felt like, 15 years ago, people were advocating for the college is not for everyone, and it is important to have tradesmen's, because then what happened was um there weren't enough people in the trades. So there weren't enough people doing is HVAC, HAVC, like
Right.
heating, air conditioning. There's not enough plumbers, not enough electricians,
Mm-hmm.
um where those careers and numbers were down. So it's very interesting that these things are still happening. Because I
Well,
just
it's breaking down
yeah.
society because we can't function without these people.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to do the job. And if those things are not respected, who's going to do it? You know?
Right.
Uh,
Like my oldest son went to a technical college in Cleveland and learned how to be a mechanic for cars and power sports vehicles, and he's done very well with it. It
Nice.
was only a 1 year program after high school,
Oh wow.
that's
and
awesome.
See,
he's out in LA now, and he's a mechanic.
and that's the other thing is that uh, it is important to go to the different trade schools, but there are often options available at the high school level, like the vocational schools, or if it's post high school, often the programs are shorter, so they're spending less money on their education,
Exactly.
which
Right.
means they're like, where I know so many, college students, the only thing most of them are guaranteed is that they're guaranteed they will be in, debt with their college
Debt,
funds.
serious debt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which again, college is great, but it's
No, it's not for everybody.
it's not for everybody. And I feel what college was, 30, 40 years ago is not what it is now. Something that, older generations are struggling with understanding, where, well, you went to college, why don't you have a job? Or why are you waitressing? It's like, no, it's a different world where, like somebody mentioned, it doesn't guarantee not just a good job anymore, but it doesn't guarantee a job. Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't apologize.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And I'm just
Well,
fascinated.
I just have to say from personal experience, getting a scholarship in high school and going to college for art. My whole life, I've had people discourage me and say, "What are you going to do? Why are you doing that? You'll never get a real job." But this art degrees have helped me my whole life keep jobs and get jobs. And I just think that sometimes people's conceptions are so wrong.
Yeah.
They have no idea what they're talking about.
yes. And
Yeah.
also, parents' conceptions of their own children are so
So
wrong.
wrong. They have no
that-
idea what the real
Yep.
world is like. Yeah.
Right. Or what the high school world is like, and what their choices for their kids are actually doing to their
Doing to
kid.
their kid,
Yep.
right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel, it's hard that because kids want to please their parents so much, but there is that disconnect because, the parent, as you said, the parents think they know their child, but the way the child is in school is so different than the way the child is at home.
It's funny that you say that because I have that, I say that to parents all the time. I'm like, ma'am, with all due respect, your child at home is a completely different person than the
Yeah.
child in school.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no time to sit here and make up stories about your child,
Oh,
telling you that this is what is going on. Please believe me, I've been doing this for 23 years. I'm really not interested in making up stories to sit on the phone with parents every night.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I do that? This is what is happening. Please address it, or there's going to be a problem. There's going to be consequences.
and again, it's a lot of it is peer influence, and some of it is just the what happens when somebody is in a different environment and there's different influences and different pushes and pulls on them, and then this is how they're reacting to those things. So, at home they only have what, a parent or two, maybe a sibling or two, as external forces that they're interacting with. And then you suddenly throw them in a building with hundreds of other beings floating around. And some of those kids, they just like, ooh,
Well, there's also the side where, you've got to play devil's advocate. The parents are in denial because
that
they
too.
have
Yeah.
five other kids at
Yeah.
home and they keep their kid home from school some days because they have to go to work, so someone has to babysit the siblings.
Oh my God.
That's the situation that we're dealing with. They don't see that they're hurting their
Yep.
child by forcing them to be an adult because they have to go to work to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There's so many issues and so many layers and so many sides to our students' lives right now.
Yep.
Um, it's a miracle if they get out of high school unscathed, one way or the other. It really is. And at
And
least as the art teachers, we know that we can be their happy place if they let us be their
Mm-hmm.
happy place, right?
Right. Exactly.
Because they
so,
fight
Steph,
us to the bitter end until they realize that it's not such a bad thing to enjoy art and have a cool place to go where you could just chill and be yourself completely without being judged, without being harassed, without any of that nonsense.
so
So
Stephanie, how many students are in your school?
it's a very small school. We have been as low as the high 400s and as high
Okay.
as almost 600.
Okay.
This
Mm.
year we're about I want to say mid 500s.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really
How
small.
about you, Joanne? How's your school size?
Oh, so right now I'm not teaching. So I quit teaching in 2020, And then I was teaching at an after school program, and then last year I just started doing some long-term subs for art. So I still
Mm-hmm.
have my certification, which is why I'm doing these so that I have workshops that I can, use towards my recertification.
Mm-hmm.
But the school I was at, it was really small. Because
Which reminds me.
I was at the same school last year for 5 months, and then this past fall for 2 months. Trying to think, I would say maybe like 500 kids. It was a middle school, but it was like I grew up in like a city in Massachusetts, so we had like 4,000 kids in my high school. So anything in comparison is small where I'm living now. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah, I see about 400 a week, but
oh God, that's yeah,
it's all I have kindergarten through 6. So
okay.
it's elementary. So it's a little different structure, than the high school. But it's once every third day, then I have the same kids again. But interestingly enough, I have Amish kids.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because when they're young, they do have their own Amish schools, but some of the Amish, it is a definite class system. And if they're poorer, then they send them to the public school
Oh, interesting.
versus because when they send them to their own Amish schools, they have to pay.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
So are you in New York or Pennsylvania?
Oh, no, I'm in Ohio.
Oh, Ohio. Okay.
Yeah, I got connected with this group because of my brother Ed is married to Corin, and Corin is a relative of Roberta by marriage.
Okay.
But when they found out I was an art teacher, they said, please join the group. So I thought I would try it. So thank you.
And I just saw this on Facebook like a year ago, and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool. And since I don't have a permanent job, I'd rather not be using my own money to be paying for professional development. So,
Right.
and these
Well,
ended
I'm
up
happy to
being
help.
great. Yeah, no, I find these great, and it's just great to have a positive community to engage
Mhm.
with.
Well, I've been going to the Ohio Art Education Association conferences for since probably 1987 when I was a student.
Oh, wow.
Every year we have a big conference for 3 days somewhere in Ohio and guest speakers and artists and workshops, and it's just wonderful to meet up with colleagues and share things and learn something new every year. But
There's one in every state does it.
yes, every
There's one in
state
every
has a
state.
professional
Yeah.
organization like that, and then
Yep.
they do have the national.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't gone to the national ones though, because of having a family and everything. But I really highly value this kind of experience because,
Yeah.
like, I enjoyed the art history from Meryl Ann Butler and love, love, love art history to death. The stories about, the artists are just so intriguing, and
It makes them real.
it does. It really does. Like Wayne Thiebaud and Live to be 100, and just like anything I could find out about an artist is so interesting to me.
Mm.
I'm actually on the board of NYSADA, which is the New York State Art Teachers Association, who I
Mm,
run these through. I'm partnered with them, and I'm on also the board of NYCADA, which is a New York City Art
mm,
Teachers Association. So I've been running these through. I started with NYCADA during COVID
mm-hmm,
to create a support system for New York City art teachers. And then I was asked to also do it for NYSADA since we have this as a regular, a twice monthly thing during the school year.
mm-hmm,
So that's how this whole thing was born. Um,
mm-hmm.
and we have, if you go on our YouTube channel, oh, by the way, before I forget, it's 8:15 and I posted the attendance sheet. If
Okay.
everybody could please just click on the link and sign in, and if you need the CTLE or workshop PD credits, give us your birth date and the last four of your social so that we can email you later in the week. We'll email you the certificate and paperwork for your records.
Oh, that's
Okay.
nice. I actually don't need any more
Me
because
either.
I have all my graduate hours ready for my next recertification this spring, and then I'll be done with that because I'm planning on retiring in 2 more years. So,
I'm considering it too. I'm kind of grandfathered in, so I don't need to have any of that, thank God, anymore.
yeah, it's always a challenge, to get all the professional requirements in, but
It's just a lot to keep track of,
mhm,
I always attended workshops,
Yeah.
so I never
mhm,
found it hard to get the time in. It's just a lot to keep track of, and now I don't have to
mhm.
do it anymore, which is great because
Yeah.
I've been
And
in
the
teaching
Cleveland
forever.
Art Institute too, they have some good workshops for teachers, and um, I think that's where how she originally came to Cleveland was the Cleveland Music Institute, didn't she? Think so. Anyway, I'm sorry to talk about personal stuff, but
That's
I think
okay.
I am going to get going. Um, but I look forward to I saw you had one for January now coming up and one for February.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
actually, yeah, one for February, one for January, and hopefully I'll be able to schedule a few more over the Christmas holiday. That would be nice.
hmm Yeah, and I'm definitely going to do something with the castles by Mary Blair because I have two whole shelves in my back storage room in my classroom of wooden blocks and things. So it's
So here's what
time.
it here's what I came up with for mine
Uh-huh. Oh,
today.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-huh.
So the next step would
I
be to
love it.
gesso
Gesso.
the whole thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then pencil in patterns and paint and color it in and then add final embellishments.
And
And
what kind of markers did you mention before?
Pasta.
I use Posca,
Pasta.
Posca. Yeah, they're like the favoritist in artist circles.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for including me.
You're welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Okay.
And have a happy holiday if you're leaving us.
Oh, yeah, you too. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, Karen, are you still here with us?
Hello?
I'm here. Hi.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
Hello?
Good.
Did you ever get the final certificates for whichever one you were
Yes,
missing?
yes. Kelly sent it. She did. She
Oh,
was just I think she just got a little behind, that's
yeah,
all.
she was
Yeah.
delayed because of the conference. Everything. It was a crazy, crazy
Well,
weekend.
yeah, it's not a big deal. My admins just asked for it. I said, well, when I get it, you'll get it. I can't,
Um,
if
good, good, good. How are you doing?
good. I had my conferences tonight and I'm driving home. My alarm goes off for this. I'm like, hurry up.
Oh no. Well, I'm glad you
I have
popped
my
in.
alarm set.
Sorry.
I have my alarm set for these because you get home and you're brainless.
Oh, I know. And I have, trust me, I have it on my phone to go off at 6:45. Thank God, because there have been
Yep.
times I come home and I sit down and I eat and then I
Yes.
sit on the couch and then I'm unconscious.
Yep.
And I'm
That's it.
like,
I completely forgot that I'm driving home. I'm like, what is that for? I'm like, oh my God. Yep. See?
yeah, here we are. Well, I'm glad you popped in.
Yes. Great. It was great. I love this. I took this with you and on one of the symposiums the last time you did it.
Yeah, I think it was in February at
I
the
have
Long
it. I
Island
should have taken a
Symposium.
picture. I have it glued to hot glued to the top of my cabinet in my art room.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you ever finish painting it?
I painted it with neon because my amazing custodian gave me black lights. So we do
Oh
blacklight
my
work. And
God,
so
that is such a great idea. Can you imagine these in blacklight and a
I
show?
wanted black lights. So I'm like, how am I going to ask for these? It's going to be a no-go. He's like, we have two giant black lights, fluorescent, like old-fashioned fluorescent lights. We have two big ones up in the storage closet. I'm like, go get them.
Oh wow, I'm
So we got
jealous.
them for nothing, and he got me like one or two extra ones, and
Uh-huh.
off we go. So we do some blacklight work. So it's really fun.
Oh wow, fantastic. I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
I'll have to grab a picture of it and show you on the next one.
I thought about I did a unit, oh my God, how many years ago? It's like 3 years ago maybe, when I did alebrijes, which is the Mexican sculptures with all the patterns on them.
Yes.
And as I'm displaying them, I'm thinking, how amazing would this have been? Because they in all the Mexican stories, they glow, right?
Right.
Even in the movie Coco, they show that they glowed, and
Yes.
that would
Yes.
have been amazing to paint them under black light.
I've always had fluorescent oil pastels, and I bought the Richardson, the temper cakes. So we have those. I'm kind of
Mhm.
working on my fluorescent art supplies. There's not a ton out there. I can't buy the really good stuff because, you never afford it. But,
Right.
the temper cakes go a long way. So do the oil pastels, honestly. And the kids lose their minds. They love it when we shut the lights off and work. So
Oh, that's awesome.
it's really great.
Maybe
And
I'll try something with that next year.
you can also just buy neon paper at Staples. I mean,
Yes.
you can get
Yes. Even
the
that, I have
multi-pack.
Astro Brights paper.
Yep.
I just have
Yep.
leftover from buying it for other things. So we used it for a flower collage toward the spring, like a quickie one day. They just wanted to work in the black lights again. I'm like, all right, what can we
Yep.
do quick?
Astro Bright
So
is the
just
best
went to I
paper.
said, let's open the scrap box. Look at the scrap box. You might find fluorescent. And sure enough, there was a bunch of fluorescent stuff in there. So
Amazing.
And with younger kids, we've often done I've done fluorescent hunts or blacklight hunts where I let them find a bunch of things that they think they can use, but they can only use them if they actually glow when we turn off the lights.
oh, that's
And it's
awesome.
often just a really great learning experience. Again, I've only done that with elementary students, but trying to get them to it's almost more like scientific, like where they're,
Right.
making not quite a hypothesis, but that type of thinking where, and then we see where they right or not. But I was gonna say I would love to do a workshop, but I feel like all the ideas I have, like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna ask her about alebrijes, and you've done that one, so I would love to do a workshop, but I think you've done everything
I
that.
don't think I've done the alebrijes, mainly because it's not something we could do in an hour and a
No,
half.
you can't.
What I did was I had the kids come up with an idea of a mashup between two
Yep.
creatures
Yep.
and sketch it out and color it. And then they had to sculpt it out of aluminum foil.
Oh, foil.
Yeah,
Interesting.
as the foil was the armature, and then we plaster casted it to give it solidity,
Okay.
and then they sanded it down and put a base layer of paint on it, and then we used paint markers
Yep.
again to do all the patterning, and it was gorgeous. They were gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, I could technically, maybe I'll consider it. I don't know how to do it in an hour and a half. We would never be able to finish it, but
No.
maybe if we did it in as a double session, like a part one and a part
So
two, and it would give everybody's thing a chance to dry. And then the week after, we would come back and do the patterning.
so as part of these workshops, does it have to be like people make it in the workshop time allowed, or it could be just a share? Because I know that's one that I have just did with kids, and they were like, the engagement was amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Even with some of the students who were not good at art, and they let me know it.
They
They
always
were
do.
a lot of boys, they were better at sculpting
Yes,
than drawing.
yes. Absolutely. And I found a few years ago, I started to steer away from a lot of drawing projects because the kids were better at constructing, building, sewing, weaving,
Yep.
other than the drawing and painting stuff. But I'm trying to head back now a little bit more to the drawing, but incorporate more of the craft type things into the curriculum so that there's a little bit so they all succeed at something. You want to provide
Yeah.
enough variety for everybody to find something that they really enjoy, as long as they give it a chance. You know what I mean? But no, you don't have to make what we're doing in these workshops. You're welcome to sit and watch.
Oh no, I was asking like if you wanted me to like I was offering to do one, but I feel like
Oh,
everything that I think of has been done. So
well, no, I haven't done olive bouquets. If you'd like to do it,
yeah,
you're welcome to email me and let me know, what your idea is.
I'm just
And
thinking as a way to repay for, all the ones that I sit in on
oh,
and
that's really, really
see.
sweet. Thank
And
you.
I do a lot of printmaking, but I'm sure you've done styrofoam prints. Like I know I attended the Lego printing
Hmm.
workshop, but it's mostly like,
I haven't
styrofoam
done, I'm not
printmaking.
sure if we did styrofoam. I know we did we do, I think we did carving,
Okay.
uh, lino printing,
Yep.
where we're carving.
Lino blocks. Yep.
Um, I would have to, we've done this. I have like 70 videos in the library. I would have to double check. If there is something that you would love to share with us, I'm happy to talk to you about it.
Okay.
And if we've done it, maybe we can do it a different way, you
Okay.
know? Um, but I love when people ask to do this. It makes my
Okay.
life easier.
Or I could do collagraphs. I have only had mixed success doing collagraphs with middle schoolers, but
Mhm.
yeah, that could be
Possibly,
something.
possibly. You know what I'm doing now? I actually won a grant this year. I win this grant every year, and it's amazing. Um, for students with disabilities or English language learners and all of that.
Hmm.
It's a state grant. And this year, I'm in the week that we're doing it, we're doing batiking. So
Oh,
I
nice.
have a man he's come in all week long from Ghana rather,
Okay. Yep.
and he
Nice.
is a professional artist in residence, and he's teaching all my kids and all my classes. This week has been insane because we're doing batiking in every class with all the kids, and the amount of prep and setup and cleanup
Yep.
and classroom management and trying to get the kids to stay in their seats and not walk around because the extension cords that are all over the floor and taped down, and the wax,
Yeah.
the
It's
electric.
dangerous.
Oh my God, it's been a crazy, crazy week. Tomorrow is the last day he's with us. And the kids have finally, they love it. We're in the painting stage, and next week we have to do a presentation for the college who was partnered with us on this. And I'll be relieved. I mean, it's been such an amazing experience, but I'll be relieved when this week is done and I can catch my breath, and I can see all when the kids can finally start ironing out the wax and seeing
Yeah.
how their stuff turned out. And I didn't even, I started to make a sample and I haven't touched it. I didn't even get to wax my own, so I'm gonna bring stuff home over the weekend and try to play around with my own.
Have you or anyone here, sorry if I'm just, monopolizing the
No,
conversation, but
please, please.
have you ever done the faux batik with Elmer's glue?
Yes, actually, funny that you mentioned that. I'm going to take this off spotlight just so we can
Sorry.
all look at each other's faces. And put the camera back on my face. Let's see. I That was the very first time about 3 years ago when I saw the videos using the blue gel glue
Yep.
as the resist, and I tried it and I loved it. And then I didn't do anything with it. And then a couple years ago, I took a batik course at our Sagamore camp upstate New York. And I actually learned how to use the chanting and the melted wax and
Okay.
all of that. And I fell in love with it again. And I just could not wrap my brain around how to do it with my students. So when this grant came up, I asked to do this with them. And my artist in residence and I were talking today, and he's like, "This is absolutely not the project to do with full classes, all your classes all day long." I mean, if we had it to do over again, I would reduce the number of classes and maybe lengthen his stay because it's too much. And I couldn't even imagine. We were talking about this, like just the two of us, we were bouncing around the classroom trying to get everybody handled, managed. I couldn't even imagine doing it by myself without him because it's that much work. I could do it as an art club after school
Yeah.
small group kind of thing, but all of the classes, wow, this was like a
How many
crazy.
students in each class on average?
I have a on my register is 25.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Well, and that's not a lot. It used to be, this is our first year with reduced class sizes. We used to have 34 in a class.
Oh my gosh.
Last
How-
year. Last year was 34 in a class. So, but I have on average about 18 to 19 kids daily.
that are there.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And they're all at different levels and different grades and different
Oh,
yeah, well, all of my classes are mixed.
wow.
And they are also at all levels of ability. I have inclusion students and I have special ed and IEP kids, and everybody is thrown into the mix. So you can't tell them, and we tried. TJ's only here with us for 5 days, and this has to be done on this day, and this has to be done on this day, and this has a meanwhile. So now we have to have everybody's at a different stage because
Yeah.
everybody works at different paces. So it's been a challenge to manage it, but I'm so glad I did it. It has been a really incredible experience, and I can't wait to see all their finished stuff. I can't wait to see their faces when they see their finished stuff. That's going to be the coolest thing. So yeah, I'm open to trying anything, and I always shoot higher than I should because I'm very ambitious with my own ideas for my own projects, and I probably should try to dial it down a bit with my kids, but I always go big or go home,
Yeah.
kind of how I'm programmed. So, huh. Did anybody do a build with me today, or am I the only crazy
I
person
did.
who
I
did?
did. Yeah.
Who-
See if
Oh, let's see what Roberta did. Oh
oh,
my God.
can you see it?
Yes.
Now it's clear. That is beautiful,
I'm still
Mom.
gluing it together.
And it's big. It's huge.
Yeah.
I love it,
Thank
Roberta.
you.
So cool. I can't wait to see it when you paint it.
Yeah,
Oh, I love that.
I want it to go big.
Now you have to find a
It's in
place to put it.
pieces, so
Yeah.
Mom, now you have to find a
I'll
place
put
to
it.
put it.
I'll put it on top of my bookcase up there.
Okay.
If
Okay.
if any people celebrate Christmas, I mean, these would be beautiful under like the tree. If you do pastels and add the glitter.
Oh
Oh yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Lots of glitter.
I'm anti-glitter. I'm anti-glitter.
Ah.
Ugh.
I keep losing the picture.
Well, it's okay.
I'm gonna have to get a laptop. Is it
Well, I've been telling you that for years, Mom.
It's terrible on the phone. It's
What?
awful on the phone. It's awful using the phone for this because I keep losing sound or picture and it's too small and I have to get something better. I just don't know what to get.
Get a
That's what,
Mac.
yeah.
No, get it. No, don't get a Mac. Mom doesn't need a Mac.
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah, but
I
Mom
know.
doesn't need it.
Yeah, get whatever would be compatible with your phone. Like I love
And it's
my
not a
Mac
Mac.
because I'm a Mac person and I have an Apple phone, I have an iPad.
Mhm.
But if you're not an Apple person and you don't need it, like yeah, just get like Chromebook or something inexpensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to really look into it. I keep talking about it and don't do anything. Maybe I should put it on my wish list.
Yeah, good luck with that, Mom.
Yeah.
Chromebooks are great because you've got access to all the Google stuff. Like if
Uh-huh.
you use Google and you use Gmail or Drive.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Mom's
And I
not,
have
she's
come
Mom is good with technology, but I think that's a little
I'm
much.
good, but not great. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
By the way, I wanted to say before when you were talking about the World's Fair, when Merrill, when you asked me if I went to the 1960 something one,
Oh yeah.
I I had a quip ready and I didn't get it in time.
Oh,
I
tell me,
wanted,
tell me.
I was at the 1938 World's Fair
Oh my
too.
God. Well, you probably saw my parents there then.
38, 39, and I have a vivid visual memory of something I saw because it was so impressive. It was an enormous, like, tabletop height size vista of New York City
Oh,
under a dome with
wow.
cars moving and trains and buses moving and all the buildings. I can still close my eyes and see
It's
it.
still there, Mom.
It is?
Yeah, it's the
No.
biggest diorama. It's a diorama at the Queen's
Queen's
Museum
Museum has it. Yeah,
of the five boroughs.
Oh,
yeah.
wait a second. Maybe when you and I were there, did we see it then?
Yes, I showed
So
it to
maybe
you.
it reinforced my vision of it then.
Yes.
That's what it was probably.
Yeah.
What was I, 2 years old, I guess? That's why I remember it.
In 1938, you were just born.
Born. So it would have been 1940 that I was there, I guess.
But that's not, no, the World's Fair was at 1938, wasn't it?
It was till 40, wasn't it? Or 38 and 39 at least.
I think I have pictures of me there with the needle behind me. I'll look and
Right.
see what year it was.
And the globe.
Yes. I
So
think I,
in the
yeah, go ahead.
1964 one, they brought Michelangelo's Pietà here from Rome, and you could go see it on the moving sidewalk. Do you remember that, Roberta?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I used.
I also remember seeing the Mona Lisa at the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
I saw that
And
too. Yeah.
did you?
When was
Yeah.
Standing
that?
online, standing
Oh,
online for like 3, 4 blocks until you finally got it in there.
When was
That was
that?
oh God,
the
when was that?
60s? Wasn't that the 60s?
Could have been, yeah. Well, it would have had to be. We were in Spain from 1969 to 76, so it would have been before 1969.
Maybe. Yeah.
And I started, let me see, I was at Pratt. I graduated in 1960. So it was the mid 60s probably
Yeah.
that I could have been there. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there was
Okay,
a movie.
girls, it's
Oh,
it's
okay.
8:40
Okay.
and as much as I love this, I'm running out of gas and I need to kind of unwind before I go to sleep a little bit.
Well,
well,
I
thank
hope you
you.
do
I
an.
enjoyed the stories.
Okay.
So,
On how to
is it,
paint it. Can you do another one on how to paint it later?
oh, yeah, do you want to do a part two? I can do
Yeah.
part two. Okay.
Yeah.
So then you have to build one before then.
Okay.
That's the deal.
All right. Well, give me a little while to find blocks.
How about mid-January, okay?
That might work. Actually, February would be better.
I need to fill a slot for January,
Oh,
so
okay. All
if
right.
I
I'll
can't
look
get
for.
anybody else,
All
then
right.
we'll see. All right, but so then we'll do a part 2.
I like that. Yeah.
Fun.
I
Okay.
hope I have mine all glued together by then.
You'll have it glued. You just have to have it gessoed. And then we could do a painting party.
That's fun.
That
All
would
right,
be fun.
girls.
Thank you. This
Thank
was
Thank
fun.
you so much. This is great. And thanks for showing up and supporting. Have
Oh,
a
wait.
This was a
wonderful.
lot of
I got to find that link and sign my name in there. Where is it?
If you want, I'll repost it real quick.
Okay.
Did you say
In the
I have to
chat.
do that too?
I got you, Mom. There you
Okay.
go. It's in the chat.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Have a good holiday. Stay safe. Have fun. Be merry and yada, yada, yada.
And ditto
Good
from
night,
me, and
everyone.
good night, Steph. I'll talk
Night.
to you soon.
Okay.
Okay.